And let's prepare. We've got ourselves, as you can see here, we've got ourselves game number 2 between Polt and Dayshi. I will be moving into the game very, very shortly. Now, if you're not familiar with our players here, we've got Polt on the top right hand side. Let's move into the game, by the way. Polt is on the top right hand side here. He is playing as the blue Terran. He is currently teamless, even though it says CM Storm. He did quit the team after this tournament, and he is from South Korea. His opponent is going to be Dayshi, who is the red Terran here on the top left hand side, and he is from Team Millennium. And also, by the way, he's from France. So a French player here. The French have been quite good at Starcraft 2 lately. They've been doing really good in tournaments, particularly Petit Drogo. He's been doing so well, and actually Marine Lord has been doing quite well too. So nice to see that. Scores are going to be displayed, by the way, now. So we've got ourselves Polt at 1, Dayshi at 0. So let's see, looks like he's going to scout out in the correct direction, which is perfect for him. He's got to know exactly what his opponent is doing pretty much from the get-go. Which of course is definitely a position you want to be in pretty much all the time. If you get the first scout out, that means you can do a bit of early aggression because you know what your opponent is doing. Now the only problem is that did get blocked off in time. Previously he did manage to get into the base, in this one not so much. Now the block off didn't actually happen here for Polt, so he decided to build right inside of his base, which, you know, it's fine. I mean, if your opponent is starting with Reapers, the block is not really going to do a whole lot anyways. The only thing it's going to prevent, you know, the block, the only thing it's going to prevent is actually a Marine Scout. So let's see, we've got ourselves Hellions on the way. Both players going for the 1-1-1 build. In fact, both players also building Hellions. It's almost identical at this point. But Dayshi has not scouted out his opponent. So that is quite interesting. 2 Reapers are on the way. These Reapers gonna very easily get defended off against. I mean, he's got himself a Hellion, he's got himself a few Marines. So there shouldn't really be anything that that Dayshi can do against this. Oh, sorry, that Polt can do against that. Let's see. Now, did he just lose one of those? Yes, he did indeed. He actually lost one of those Hellions. Or one of those Reapers, sorry. Looks like just putting up a basic supply depot block, which is not the strongest of blocks, but again, it's against Terran, it's not against Zerg. So he is perfectly fine. Looks like, oh, getting himself Banshee stealth. That's definitely an interesting choice right now. So we might actually see some Banshee play instead of Liberators in this one. Looks like we've got ourselves a drop here. Now, just to note, this has a Hellion inside it, not with a mine, which is the more common way of building that. Let's see what it's going to do here. Dropping down 1 Marine at a time, probably not the best of choices. But is he going to be able to clean this up? Oh my god, no, Dayshi, that was not a smart move. I mean, on the other hand, he did destroy 5 SCVs with that, but was it really worth it? I mean, that was 6 Marines, a medevac, and a Hellion. Now here we go, the stealth is about to complete. Banshee is also out. And there is enough energy for 1 scan right now, so as long as he does... Oh no, there is a Raven on the way, so the scan is not even going to be playing an effect here, because the Raven is going to be able to scout out everything at that point. Now, I suppose the reason he put down the Raven, by the way, is he does see that there is a tech lab here, so this kind of gives away the fact that there will be a Banshee in play. So all he really needs to do is to have that 1 Raven, since Banshees of course can't fire at the air. Personally, I think that they definitely should get the ability to do so. I mean, pretty much all other units can fire both air and ground, so why not give Banshees the ability to fire air? Let it be weak, let it be slow, but still, if you have 4 or 5 Banshees and you're fighting off against 1 Viking, you should be able to defend off against it. I mean, that would make sense to me. Managed to cancel off the command center. That was definitely an important choice of action. Let's see a good cleanup here. This Raven is going to be able to see pretty much everything, but the Banshee is over here. Gonna start taking out SCVs right now. 3 already taken out. Oh no, don't focus down the supply depot. Get back and attack the SCVs. And bringing it away. And there we go, the engagement inside the main base. There's 2 siege tanks in the back. One of them is actually starting to take some damage. And that did get warded off quite well, I believe. He didn't even destroy the supply depot. But Polt is actually doing this just to distract his opponent because he has his Banshee in the back. And the Banshee has done a nice chunk of damage. Not a whole lot, but definitely worth the trade-off. As you can see, Dayshi has his own Banshee at this point. Polt is getting a Raven as well, just to be able to scout out, or rather to reveal the Banshee once it does stealth. Now, is there a scan available? Yes, there is indeed. So if he wants to, he can scout this out, but he's going to back on out now, and there will be no more scans available. And Dayshi could be in a good position right now until that Raven comes out. But then again, I take that back. I mean, there's 2 Banshees here in play for Polt. He'll be able to defend off just fine with this. These 2 Banshees looking a little bit menacing, and this one Raven, or this one Banshee, has done so well to deny a base by itself. That is really, really good, I have to say. And here we go. Oh, is he going to pick off a free siege tank here? Yes, he is. Is he going to lose one of those Banshees? Yes, he is indeed. And I have to say, that was quite good. I mean, both players are making use of Banshees so well right now, and it's definitely something that I missed from the original Starcraft 2 and Wings of Liberty and Heartless Worm times, because up until recently, all you would see in Terran vs Terran is just Marines and siege tank drops. That is pretty much it. And now seeing all of these variations in style and in gameplay, it just brings a smile to my heart, to my face, and a warm feeling to my heart, I suppose, just to fix that sentence, I suppose, because seeing variation in StarCraft 2 is something that is very fundamental to the game. You never want to have the exact same build and just depending on your skill level. Yeah, that roots out the best players versus the best players, but it limits your playstyle in how much you can play, because let's say you are playing Marines and siege tanks, but your opponent decides to go, well, okay, I'm gonna go with a bunch of Marauders. But if that's not viable, then at that point your opponent's gonna win regardless. So, you know, it just makes loads of sense that the balance changes that Blizzard are doing, which I've seen a lot of the updates recently about the balance changes, and one of the most interesting ones that I see in the making is siege tanks losing the ability to get lifted up as a siege tank. So there was talks about it either increasing the duration between a siege tank being put down to the time it takes you to actually siege it up, or so that when you lift off the siege tank with a medevac, it unsieges it, so it becomes, you know, only the unsieged tank, which I thought was definitely interesting choices, and probably very good ones as well. Personally, I think the best one would probably be to reduce or to increase the amount of time it takes before your siege tank can fire. The reason for that, I think, is that it lets the player focus their micro on something else other than unloading his siege tanks, then sieging them up. Plus, if you were to remove the ability to lift off siege tanks and then put them back down, then how far has technology really progressed in StarCraft 2? Has it really progressed to the point that, you know, we're going backwards? Because, you know, we got the ability to lift off siege tanks, and then they remove it, so it's like going back to the StarCraft 2 Wings of Liberty and Heartless Worm times, which I think is a little bit counterproductive. So just a small nerf would be, I think, a good choice. Oh, a point defense drone. I haven't seen one of those being used in quite some time. Just defending off against some of the missiles that have been going down here from Polt. And this is actually a strong push right now. I mean, Polt has got himself siege tanks in the low ground. He's got himself marines. Looks like this one starport also going to get taken out here. And this is doing really good damage, I have to say. He's also... Oh no! He just denied the combat shields! I don't know if he knew this, but Polt has just done some crazy amount of damage to his opponent. This means that his marines are now going to be super weak. And very easy to destroy. So losing this... Oh my god. Did I just see this? Combat shields getting denied is a huge advantage for Polt right now. Both players still on 2 bases. But the army supply for Polt is doing quite well. I think that this engagement here has been doing so well. And he should definitely continue to bring his siege tanks up. $75 to $41. Let's have a look at the income tab. Looks like Daishi's actually doing a little bit better on income, so that's a bit surprising considering he has such a little army supply. I mean, he's not building up as many as Polt is. And here we go, the full engagement. I think that Polt is coming out heavily on top here. 71 to 9 army supply, and GG has been called. Polt taking game number 2 from our best of 5 series. And I think that was quite an eventful game. There was so much new tech being used, or rather not new tech, but tech that hasn't been used in a long time, and I think that definitely gets underused in Starcraft 2 Legacy of the Void. So that's pretty much it. I hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave the video a thumbs up, and if you're new, of course, subscribe if you want to see more of my channel. If you're on the stream, welcome to the stream, and that is pretty much that.